Fan Club website, and we're here today with Adam Russell, the bass player for D.R.U.G.S. band at Vans Warped Tour in West Palm Beach. And I checked out the latest video of D.R.U.G.S. The single, it's Sex Life on YouTube. Great, it's powerful. I love the vocals. I like the harmonies with the vocals, by the way. And the video is kind of cool. It's very little bit of racy. There's a little girl action going on. It looks like it was filmed in like a bathroom, maybe, or in parts of it.
Yeah, we filmed it in this house in Michigan, all done in one house. There, we wanted to have that sort of like high school house show, like house party kind of vibe, and the performance is the main thing, but the kind of the game of telephone, if you will, like with the kind of the gossip circle vibe is what we wanted to get across, because the point of the song really is kind of just mind your own fucking business, really. That's really the thesis statement of that one. So
yeah, I like the cat fight scene in that, but I like the song most of all. I think it's really catchy, and it's going to do well on the charts. Are we getting a sneak peek of a new album coming up soon?
No, but we do have a new live EP that just came out. It's a Hot Topic exclusive. We filmed it and recorded it at Hot Topic headquarters, actually. It was our third show ever. That's available at hottopic.com or in the stores exclusively.
Alrighty. I know a lot of the members of D.R.U.G.S have been on tour, been on Warped before. So how's this different than like with D.R.U.G.S than as it was with other bands and whatnot?
I mean, every year is different, of course, with a different bill, different combination of styles and whatnot. The main difference for me is I haven't been on Warped since they changed the format with the one main stage as opposed to the old rotating two main stage situation, and it's a little smaller as far as the number of stages go. So that's interesting, but mainly just being on it with a different group of dudes, with a different band. I did it 5 times with Story of the Year, and then here with these guys who have all been on Warped. We've been on Warped together at the same time, seen each other's bands and hung out, and now we're in this band together. It's a really just a new, fresh kind of vibe. It feels like my first time on Warped in a lot of ways.
It's interesting. So you feel really comfortable with drugs?
Yeah.
How you are now?
I mean, that's a funny question.
Well, the band drugs,
Puns for days. The best part about this band is we all have absolute faith and trust in each other's abilities as musicians, and the point with the lineup was to get a group of dudes that have toured long enough that you know what to expect. You're not going to get out on the road with somebody who just can't handle it and has to go home. We're all veterans. We're all still in music at this point, having been, in signed bands for a decade, because we want to be career musicians, and we're still here for a reason. So.
That being said, what's different about D.R.U.G.S than all the other bands that everyone's been a part of? What's different? What makes it stand out? What makes it better? What's different?
It's interesting to come into a situation with a bunch of guys that were kind of picked specifically for their skill set or whatever else, as opposed to just getting together a group of guys as you grow up. I think most bands are a collection of guys that were friends in high school or something like that, and you kind of stick together regardless. But this band, it was just straight up like the best guys for the job, and that's the main factor in the trust equation. There's nothing that I have to worry about as far as that any of us have to worry about as far as who's going to do their job and who's not. I remember walking into rehearsal the first day, and first time we ever played a finished D.R.U.G.S song all together as a 5-piece. And first time through, we just nailed it and went, oh shit, that sounded awesome. Next song, And that's kind of how the whole thing has been. You know, the first show was the same thing. Like, holy fuck, we're awesome. Like, this rules.
So even though you weren't like, you know, childhood friends, you still have like great dynamics as a band. That's
right. Yeah. It feels like we've been in a band together for years. You know.
You know, the name Drugs, you know, it's probably one of those hackneyed interview questions is how did the band get their names, but it begs the question I have to ask
Right.
is, was there a coincidence that the acronym of Destroy, Rebuild, Until God Shows, it coincided with drugs?
Well, the name Drugs came first, and then the acronym was added to sort of add some artistic depth and, you know, I guess make it less gratuitous, you know what I mean? And less just straight up offensive. So it actually started almost as a joke, like a pet name for the project, when tracks were going back and forth between management and the producer and the band. Craig started putting, I'm pretty sure it was Craig at the time, started putting drugs in the artist field in iTunes. And then when it came time to actually decide on the name, management said, that's the name. Everyone was kind of unsure about it. They said, no, really, that's a great name. No one's going to forget that name. It's simple, you know? I mean, how many good one-syllable band names are there left that are memorable, you know? I mean...
Cream.
Eric Clapton, Cream.
Yeah.
Done.
Drugs.
Yep.
Yep, Drugs. It works.
Kiss. Yeah. See? These are not names that you forget.
You know, on that topic, you know, with the untimely death of Amy Winehouse, I mean, what was your reaction? And how do you all as a band, you know, survive, I mean, the drug culture and not get sucked, you know, into it that it,
Yeah.
you know, takes you over as it did unfortunately with Amy Winehouse?
That news was something that I think was devastating for a lot of people, but also not too much of a surprise, unfortunately. It kind of seemed like she was a time bomb, you know? I think there are a lot of artists, a lot of the best artists deal with addiction because it's, I don't know, it's a personality trait that comes along with, or the reverse, actually. I think a lot of people that are artistic on that level, that can express themselves in that way, need to, you know, because of you know, difficulty coping with things, and then, you know, things like drug addiction are just kind of natural, unfortunately. When you look at all the other greats that died at the same age, actually, of related things, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, all amazing artists, and they all had issues, major ones. And I don't know, it's unfortunate that there's no such thing as an amazing, stable frontman. They all have to be a little bit crazy, you know, or a front person, you know.
On a lighter note, you're a bass player. Do you have any favorite bass players or, you know, icons that have influenced you, or bass players that you like to jam with? Or
My favorite bass player by far is Tony Kanal from No Doubt. I'm a huge No Doubt fan, and learning No Doubt songs is actually was actually what helped me become a real bass player, because I originally played guitar, and that transition, although it's easy, it's difficult to actually know your role in the rhythm section as a part of the song, you know. So it took me a long time to really figure it out, and learning No Doubt songs like really helped a lot. And also Kelly from Goldfinger, Kelly Lemieux. I love that dude. We're good friends, and he's one of the best bass players I've ever met. And Mark Roth from Greek Fire, one of my best friends. There's this little band, soon to be a huge band, called Greek Fire. It's two of the guys from Story of the Year, our singer and guitar player, or our singer/guitar player and our other guitar player. And then a couple of guys that they've known for years, and they're incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible. And Mark is the best bass player I've probably ever seen in person, ever. The kid is a prodigy. It's mind-blowing.
what kind of guitar do you play? Bass guitar?
I play Ernie Ball, Sterling, and Stingray. 5 strings for this.
Going back to Story of the Year real quick, are Story of the Year done for, or is there maybe a chance of some sort of small reunion tour, or maybe a greatest hits or something? Who knows?
We're just basically taking a few years off to do other things. You know, I mean, we went nonstop for almost 8 years, if not more, actually. So it was just time to kind of take a break, do some other things, and I think it'll definitely be good for us in the long run, as musicians and as friends, and yeah, eventually we'll get back together.
Well, just to wrap it up, do you have a personal message for your fans that you'd like to impart?
If you have the record, if you bought the record, thank you. If you don't have it, buy that shit. And also our Hot Topic EP, exclusively in Hot Topic and on HotTopic.com. Get that. It's live. It's awesome. And thank you.